Meet Rob Nelson, talk show host.
Because you got the 70s thing going there. I got someone's underwear.
Robert Kennedy, thanks for taking a minute. Simple question.
Tucker, it's good to see you. Listen,
You're a Bitcoin maximalist. You're Bitcoin forever.
I hate this central bank digital currency.
hey, I don't have all the answers, but together, I know we can find them.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Rob Nelson Live. Happy Wednesday. Oh, what a day we have. David is hiding in the wings. I'm sure he's wearing a suit and a tie. He's being all Trumpy Republican. David and I may actually agree today. Although I will be honest, this is a sad day for America. We have just sold out to the Iranians big time. But I'm gonna have some perspective on that. I'm not completely off the rails yet, although a part of me feels like we just did Obama 2015 over again, but worse. But we'll get into that. Also, little surprise for David, we're going to talk a little bit about sports and some trans sports issues. I want to get into Boy George and ethical AI and the China Natasha doll, where people beat up a little black baby doll. Wow, it's all so politically uncensored and not okay. But I'm fine with it, to be honest. Beat up a doll, whatever color, it's a doll. That said, Iran is the real starting point. And we've got some midterm conversation to go. But, you know, it's best when I just bring David in because it's more fun when he shows up. Oh, he's not wearing a suit. He's wearing his Mao Kami jacket. Good for you, man. Hi, David. It's good to see you. Are you ready for the cultural
First of all,
revolution?
I have no clue where you're talking all this. It's a horrific day for America, all this stuff.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to start out. And I'm going to ask you for the first time to check your part that wants to.
You know what it is? It's a horrific day. His connection goes out.
Okay.
Every single time I come on.
My connection's fine. No, it's fixed. I fixed it. My connection's perfectly good.
I'm
now.
just letting
No
you
more
know that
connection issues.
it is not a horrific day for the United States of America. I
Okay,
have no
well, let
clue
me. Okay, all right. Let me lay this out because I'm tired of the bullshit. Okay, and now I've heard JD Vance, who, by the way, that dude is primed for the presidency, right? He went on The View. Like, that guy is set to win the presidency. Like, he knows how to handle anybody. Like, the way he handled The View, I mean, he always was a great speaker, a great communicator, but watching him on The View, I was like, and I've watched him all weekend. He's promoting his book. He's soft launching his campaign for presidency. Maybe he waits. He's young. Maybe he waits 4 more years, but that guy communicates like he's a great, authentic communicator. Even though he says things he's supposed to say, he doesn't lie. He shades things a little bit, but he's an awesome communicator. Awesome communicator. That said, Marco Rubio is going to resign as Secretary of State because this deal, David, the details have now come out. No, the details have come out. Come on.
I know. I
read
them.
All right. This is a horrific deal for the United States. And here's why. It's a great deal. It's an awesome deal. If Iran was ever going to do anything they said, 47 years of a terrorist organization. And Donald Trump said no. He said today, no, we're going to let them have ballistic missiles. I mean, it's only fair since the Gulf nations have them. It's only fair to let the terrorists have the same arms that the cops have. He literally said, the Gulf states have them. They should have them too. No, they shouldn't have them. The Gulf states aren't going to shoot them at their neighbors. Iran's going to get ballistic missiles unchecked. Long-term talks about uranium enrichment, future discussion. A $300 billion fund, which we won't put money in, but we'll let everyone else do it, and an immediate lifting of billions of dollars of sanctions once we sign on Friday. That, to me, is literally you are literally giving you're giving a fucking hand grenade on steroids to the terrorists who have no intention of honoring. And even J.D. Vance said, I don't know if they'll actually do it, but it's a great opportunity. And here's my point, David. If they were, it's actually a great plan. If the Iranians actually intended to try to be part of the world of nations, it would make total sense. I think it's genius. We go in, bomb the crap out of them, decimate their military. They still got stuff left. They fire ballistic missiles and shut the Strait of Hormuz down. But we go, all right, come to the table, do everything right, and we will pave the way for you to be part of the beautiful world of, as Trump and Vance keep saying, if they want to be a normal country. David, this regime was never built to be normal. They have their entire rationale for existence is they're cockroaches, they're scorpions. They don't want to be normal. They want Israel to die and the West to die. There's no normal. I'm sorry. Like, it's a great idea if it's Venezuela, even Cuba, even China, even post-Mao, Soviet Union in the late 80s, Gorbachev. Yes, they actually benefited from normalcy. This regime, the mullahs, they don't want normal. They are in a holy fucking war. I stop now and let you talk.
I don't know where to begin. You're like you're not even you are a Democrat. This is crazy. Like,
that's your starting line to call me a Democrat. Okay, now you don't get to talk. Hold on, I'm going to tell you something. You know who's happy about this deal right now? I'll tell you who's happy. Did you hear Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada? He's super, quote, encouraged by this. All the European nations, they're all pumped. You know who else is happy? The libs, the Dems, even CNN can't totally not like it. I mean, they're going to throw Trump under the bus and say, oh, we just did what Obama did. But they're all happy. This is exactly what they want. The pacifists are all getting what they want. The Dems actually like this. It's the conservatives that are suddenly going, wait. Marco Rubio's rolling over in his sleep. He's like, wait, we are literally appeasing the terrorists. Not that if they did what we said, it'd be great, but they're not going to do what we said. Okay. And we're going to give them billions of dollars in the meantime. Democrat? Okay. That's what Obama did.
Are you done?
No, I'm never going to be done on this until you realize if you stop one more time calling me a Democrat, the Democrats will be like, this is awesome. This is awesome news.
All right, listen. Grab your insurer real quick. Let me get on this microphone, okay? All right, look. I came.
This is Iran to America. This is Iran to America and me to you right now.
I came out with a video, a reaction video to obviously the news. When I seen a break on the Gokhshtein Media X handle, I made a reaction video. I said I wasn't happy. I'm not happy with the deal. I'm just not. I know that the administration has stated and Trump has stated that they have to abide by the rules that they put together in this deal. Otherwise, Trump said that he's going to go back to bombing the shit out of them. Okay, they go ahead and do anything sideways. The United States goes and bombs them. But to me, that's a waste of time. Number one, I don't like the fact. Can't believe this. I don't like the fact that we took out most of the regime, but obviously there are some people left within that regime, the Iranian regime, the terrorists that run the country.
Now, wait, not some
It's
people.
not the United States of. It's not the United States of America that's giving them. I just want to say it's not the United States that's giving them the money, the $300 billion, but
I know.
the United States
I don't
did
care.
come to an agreement with Iran. So, being that they have come to an agreement, the Gulf states are releasing this type of money to Iran. Now, they're giving $300 billion to a bunch of terrorists that are going to take this money.
David? How
And
does
they're
that
going to
work out?
funnel it to Hamas. They're going to give it to Hezbollah. They're going to give it to anybody who is anti-West,
They're going to give it to the
anti-Israel,
Houthis. How does this work out?
anti-American. Again, there are good things
No,
that
I
happen.
want to stop you here. How does this? I know you hate to agree with me, but we're agreeing here. How
It's
does
not-
it
it's
work
not-
out? I don't care. I don't care if it's our money. How does it work out that we let the terrorist regime of 50 years, who has never once honored any commitment they've made except for one? You know what? I'm not being fair. They have honored one commitment. The commitment to try to exterminate Israel and the dirty, disgusting Jews, and to get rid of the Satan of the white Satan of the West, us and the former European countries before they all started to go socialist cuckoo. Like, that's the one commitment they have honored. And they've even gone as far with this as to make Lebanon part of the equation. Thank God Netanyahu won't stand for it, but literally, it's like, you can't attack our terrorists in Lebanon, even though they're going to still shoot missiles, and we'll leave the strait alone for 60 days. And then maybe we'll charge things, we'll call them user fees, not tolls. Forget about all that. We're going to give them billions of dollars on a commitment that they will promise, cross our pinkies, not to develop a nuclear weapon. I'm sorry, David. They promised that in 2015. Clearly, they don't honor their promises.
Talk?
Yeah.
Can I talk?
I'm mad. I'm mad about this. I'm pissed.
Okay. I'm also kind of pissed off, but I'm looking at. I don't want to be an emotional bitch. I'm looking at it from all sides, right? Trump is never going. We stated. So let's break this whole. Let's just break it down. Trump is not going to win. Okay, regardless of what he does.
I don't care if Trump wins. Let's forget about Trump winning. This isn't about him.
I'm just talking about from a media perspective. The left, right, he's not going to win regardless of what the fuck he does. So let's put that to the side. I'm America first. Not what Nick Fuentes says. I'm America first. Like, I want to see us take care of America. I'm putting this in there because I'm going to get to the reason why I just said that. I said that we need to put an end to this fucking war. Right? Last time I was on here, I said we need to end this shit. Like, end this shit. What I would have liked to see, I would have liked to see them absolutely take out this regime to where the regime comes to them and says, we will leave Iran, okay? As long as you don't take our lives, we will leave Iran. Wherever you want us to go, we're out, okay? And the United States of America and its partners bring in people that actually want to see Iran thrive, okay? Where the people thrive again like they did in the 60s and 70s. Before this whole takeover happened, Would have loved to see that. That which should have been the ultimate goal. Now, yes, the US and Iran signed the deal. I went on to fucking Twitter. I made a video. I'm upset. You can see in the video, I'm upset about you don't negotiate with terrorists. Like, there is no negotiations. You can't negotiate with a terrorist. They are willing to die. Like, whatever's sent in their mind, they're going to find a way to complete that shit. That's it. That's their mindset. So thinking that all of a sudden, oh, they're going to have a change of heart, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. They're going to find ways. They're going to find ways to attack Israel. They're going to find ways to start this up. And I think Trump and the administration is smart enough to understand this too. Trump needed like, if we talk about this out loud right now, they need it out. They need to get the fuck out of there, right? They're signing this.
I agree.
They're signing this MOU, right? It's a 60-day MOU too. So this is like a ceasefire, right? 60-day fucking ceasefire that's been, packaged up as a deal. Okay. We know Israel is not going to let this play out. Okay? I don't care what you think about Israel.
You keep saying this.
He needed. Hold on, Rob. Let me land and just say he is not. Trump is. Hold on, Rob.
747 here.
But I'm trying to. You got. Hold on. I just came on. Yeah, I got 2 minutes out of your 20. Okay, hold on 1 second. I know you're excited. Okay, wow. You feel 20 again. Congratulations.
Hey, Che Guevara, I'm sorry. Let me let you have a little more time before Castro.
So let me finish.
You look like Che Guevara.
I really now sitting back, like getting a few hours of hold on, 2 to 3 hours to take this all in. Pause, no Diddy. Trump needed to get the fuck out. Like we know this. Midterms are coming. He needed to get the fuck out. This is the fuck out, but this is the fuck out with, I'm pretty sure he's like, Israel is going to 100% attack. Rob, how much you want to have a bet that Israel is not going to stand for this shit?
Oh, no. I agree. I agree. Israel is not.
Trump is going to say, you know what? We're not getting involved. I'm telling you, this is going to be, we're not getting involved. We made a deal. Israel's going to say, I don't give a fuck about this deal. And they're going to go in and they're going to fight with this regime. And that's what's going to happen.
In that case, David, if you're right, first, I agree. Israel is going to do that. I actually think Trump thinks in his narcissistic, egocentric way. And yes, I am saying, I think Donald Trump cannot in his mind make a deal he doesn't think is a great deal. And you know what's going to happen also? Hold on, Rob,
real quick, because I don't want to lose this train of thought. The $300 billion that is frozen with other countries, right now, all the Democrats can run around and say, oh my God, look, it's more than Obama. Da, 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 da. At the end of the day, though, if Israel does attack and Iran attacks back and whatever, that's off the table. So now Trump is like, I never said 300 billion. It was contingent on certain things being met, right? This is how, I'm telling you, Rob, you know this. This is how it's going to play out. He's not stupid. They know Israel is not going to stand back.
Look, first of all, I don't agree. I agree that Israel is not going to stand back. Israel is not going to stop.
So how you disagree with me just now?
Because I disagree that I think Donald Trump actually thinks, and I'm not in his head, I actually think he thinks, and I agree with you, he wanted an off-ramp. I think he actually thinks he can convince Netanyahu because he'll threaten him and say, you want our support? You want me to throw you under the bus like he did with Marjorie Taylor Greene, anyone who's ever disagreed with him? And Netanyahu is going to be like, Donald Trump, fuck yourself. I'm not going to ever not protect Israel. This is existential for us. And you're right, Netanyahu will go forward. But the fact is, I don't think Donald Trump thinks that's what will happen. Because if he did, there'd be no point in doing this deal. Because once that happens, we've already released sanction relief. We've already given them the ability to start making money on oil exports. What are we going to do? Gear it back up again right before the midterms and go back at them? Not going to happen. So this whole thing is going to fall apart because you're right. Netanyahu is going to go after them. He's going to go. Are you frozen? Are you dead? Netanyahu is going to go after them. But I don't think Trump thinks that's going to happen. Oh, you muted yourself. You didn't want to be heard? I'll be David.
No, I can't talk. I muted myself because I can't talk on your show. I'm just like
You
Andy
just went on
Richter.
for 5 minutes.
No,
Stop
I
being
am
a
Andy
whiny
Richter
liberal.
to your Kobe
Don't be a
Bryant.
whiny liberal.
Me?
The
You're the
liberals
one who
whine,
told
man.
us-
Conservatives. No.
You're the one who goes
liberals
down
whine.
and you're the one who's protesting for men to play in women's sports. It's not me.
Wow, you literally are the libs. You make shit up that isn't true. Okay, we're gonna get to the men's and women's sports thing because I'm so wound up about that conversation with the Democratic senator and the volleyball player. And you know, like literally, if I see one more person tell me that men playing in women's sports somehow is fair, like I'm like, which part of your brain doesn't work? Like, best line I ever heard: sports are based on biology, not identification. But that's a separate conversation. I am really, look, here's the thing. Let me just give you a different argument. If you look at out there regimes, they have ideological extremes. They seek to expand the ideology across state borders, and they have access to state power. Okay, think of those three components. Let me be Mark Levin here. Okay, stop texting. Man, disrespect.
Just keep going. I want to
hold
grab
on.
something here.
So regimes that had ideological extremes or sought to expand their ideology or have state power, right? The Nazis, the communists, they had ideological extremes and state power, but they weren't necessarily trying to expand. You know, if you have all three, you're extreme, you want to expand that outside of your own framework, and you have state power, you're dangerous. That's Iran. The outcome of that will always be catastrophic. So here's what I'm going to say. The last time we faced this scenario was in Munich and 1932, and Neville Chamberlain went and met with Hitler and had a conversation where Hitler promised, swore to God, pinky finger crossed, just like the Iranians, that he was going to leave Europe alone. Neville Chamberlain came back to Britain and said, famous quote, which I know you know, peace for our time, peace for all time. Brand new, beautiful future. 2-3 weeks later, Hitler invades Czechoslovakia. Winston Churchill comes in, becomes prime minister. And what did Winston Churchill say? Winston Churchill said, I'm not trying to make peace with Hitler. I don't want peace. I don't want a peace settlement. Remember, that was a whole deal. People who know the history. Chamberlain wanted to make a deal. Churchill said, no deal. I want war until they are done. There is no appeasing them. There is no deal making. We fight to the end. That's what we should be doing with Iran. There's no make a deal. There's no let's come up with a deal where it's a better promising future. You can't make that deal with the Nazis. You can't make with Hitler. You can't make that deal with the Iranian, the mullahs. There's no deal to be made. We fight until you are extinct.
Are you listening to what I said, though? Are you listening to what I said to you? Or are you just waiting to react and go crazy?
I'm not sure how that's a liberal.
I'm telling you, first of all, I don't see Rubio resigning. I don't know why you said that. That's crazy.
Because this has got to be spinning his brain out. He knows this is the worst possible thing you can do with Iran.
Well, they also know that Iran is probably not going to fulfill their end of the bargain. That's number one. Number two.
Then why make the deal, David? If you know they're not going to fulfill it, which I agree, why make the deal?
They're making the deal. I'm telling you right now, the deal is being made on a few fronts here.
I don't like the deal.
I don't like the no, hold on. I don't like the deal. I'm going to say this again. I do not like this deal. I am a proud Republican. I am a MAGA guy. I support Trump. I don't like this deal. But this deal will end up being in the trash because they know Israel is and I'm going to go back to Israel and
Then
keep going back to
why
Israel.
make? Then you
There's
haven't
going to be
answered.
two
Then why
things.
make the deal?
I will answer
No.
it.
Why make? No, I want an answer.
I
Why
will
make
answer.
the
It
deal?
will give
if you know
him.
it's
It will
gonna
give
tank?
him a reason. Either two things happen. One, Israel goes in and destroys them. Okay, which they have the capability of doing by themselves. Or two, America comes in and gives themselves a reason to say, look, we tried everything. It didn't work out. We're taking them out. And that's it.
You keep saying this, man. You keep saying this. Like, we don't
But
need
I'm
a
telling
reason.
you,
We already
hold on,
went in.
I am
Wait,
telling-
wait. Time out. Hang on. We went in without a reason the first time and the second time. Trump,
No,
I
we
want to
didn't.
give Trump credit. Wait. I want to give Trump
No,
credit.
the reason
He's
that,
the
that wasn't
only-
the reason.
Hold on. He's the
Can
only
I just tell you
president
one
in
more
50
thing
years.
before you take another half an hour to get your words out? Can
No.
I say one more thing?
I don't need a half an hour. I need 30 seconds.
Okay, no. Well, that sucks. But listen,
Oh, wow.
listen,
Don't get me started on your microphone, man.
listen. You've heard of BRICS, right? I'm asking you, have you heard of BRICS?
Sure.
Hello?
I said sure.
Rob, have you heard of BRICS?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear what
You're
Trump,
so
as I'm
pedantic.
talking to you, did you hear what Trump said about, well, if we don't release the money, then others will be scared to use the American dollar. Okay? He said that. And that registered. Hold on, Rob. Rob. What they're talking about in the briefing rooms is something, like I always say, we're not privy to. Them not using the American dollar means that they go into the BRICS system, which China, Brazil, Russia, all. Hold on, this is real.
They can't go into it if they're blockaded.
If
they can't go into it if we don't let them get any oil out.
If they're releasing US dollars back to Iran, that means Iran will use the US dollar. Okay.
I don't care. And you know that is.
But I am telling, I'm just, hold on. I am giving you, look, I told you, I don't like the idea of them getting $300 billion.
Don't make excuses. The dollars come out.
Though. You
I'm
cut me off like a goddamn
clear.
Democrat. Every single time a Republican is about to make a beautiful fucking argument.
The only people that are happy about this are the Democrats. And they won't say that. I want to be clear. They won't say they're happy about Donald Trump because they're going to say Donald Trump just did what Obama did. That's what they're going to say. They're going to throw Trump under the bus and say, see, Obama was right. So they're going to, they don't actually not like the outcome. They just don't like that Trump did it. The Dems are actually happy. They're like,
I am
good.
just trying to tell you that there's a lot of systems that Trump and the administration broke here. Number one, they broke China. Number two, they broke BRICS. Okay? Within this deal, they break BRICS because when he said we're going to release the money because if we don't and we're holding these funds, then other countries are not going to be willing to participate with the petrodollar. So listen, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of things. I'm not saying this deal is great. You've already heard my opinion on it. You heard it when I was on with you and Landy. You hear it here today. I made a goddamn video. I'm getting shit from my own party. I'm getting shit from the MAGA people. They think that I'm a panicking, which I'm not. I'm allowed to criticize something that I don't think is cool. I love Trump. I've loved everything that he's done for this country. We are a better country with Trump as president than we were with Biden. I am just saying Trump needed to leave, okay? He needed to leave Iran. I told you this already. He signed the deal to get the fuck out of there. And my gut
you
feeling
didn't tell me
is,
shit. You didn't tell me this.
I
told you this.
Play back the goddamn tapes.
I told you 3 weeks ago. Trump wanted an out. Trump wanted an out. You said no. I know he wanted an out the whole time. He wanted an out
for him.
I know.
This is the out,
and it's
Rob.
a bad out.
I'm
It's a
not
bad
saying
out.
it's a good out. Are you not listening to me? I'm not saying it's a good out.
How about
It's
you
not
say
good
it's a
out, but you need
horrible
to
out?
get it's the
Well, you know why
only
it's
out.
a good out? Hold on. You know why
It's
it's a
the
good out,
only
by the way?
out.
You know why it's a no? There's another out. You know
There's
why
no
it's a good out?
no, because that
It's
takes
a
them
good out
into
for
Vietnam
Bitcoin.
territory. That's
It's a good
Vietnam.
out.
That's Vietnam, Rob.
Oh, Jesus.
Let Israel do it.
So
Who gives a shit? Let them do it. Does it matter if it's us or them?
look, you cut me off when I was trying to say. I give Trump credit for
Same
doing
thing.
something.
Yeah. You like
I
that?
give.
Do you like that treatment?
How do you like them apples? How
Yeah,
about this? How do
exactly.
you like the pink pen, huh? With your mic.
There you go.
Um,
Hey, listen, man.
Listen to me for a second, my friend. I want to give
I've been
Trump credit.
listening.
He did. You just interrupt me every time I say, listen to me.
You're
He
lagging.
did.
Okay, it's not my fault. You got a bad connection.
I don't have a bad connection. Maybe you
You're
got a
on
bad
1
connection.
second delay. That's all. Go.
I don't know why I'm on 1
Go.
second delay.
I will shut the fuck up. Like I do every single time I come on this show. I get 5 minutes and you get 35. Go ahead. I shut up. Go ahead. I'm muting.
Wow. Take my toys and go home from my sandbox. I want to give Trump credit. He did what no other president has been willing to do in 50 years. And truthfully, Ronald Reagan should have gone in right away. Like he went after this regime hard. He decimated them twice. He went for their nukes first, then for their traditional military infrastructure. I think they miscalculated. I think they truly thought, after bashing their nuke capabilities and then decimating their traditional military infrastructure, Iran would have nothing left. Turns out Iran had one last little thing left. They had this, because they're like a cockroach. They had one little thing left, which is, hey, we can disrupt the Strait of Hormuz, and that will send the world into a tizzy. And we got ballistic missiles, and we can fire them at our neighboring states, and that'll send them into a tizzy. We can disrupt the world energy markets without nuclear weapons, without Air Force, without a Navy. We just need our little dinghy boats. And that was an equation that changed everything, because we realized Iran can just keep being an irritant that scares the world. So you're right. Trump was like, well, this will go on for a while. We either suffocate them or we get out. He went to get out. He should have stayed and suffocated them. We should have bombed them into oblivion and suffocated their economy until this pathetic terrorist evil regime died. Instead, he made a deal. That deal, has anyone ever said, we made a deal with the devil and it worked out really well for peace and prosperity? Said no one ever.
May I talk now?
You can talk whenever you want, man. I didn't tell you to mute yourself. You did.
I muted myself.
Open
Well,
mic.
it doesn't matter because it's like, I get 5 minutes of talk time. On my show, I allow the guests to talk. I don't know. On my show, I allow people to talk. Okay.
Wow. Well,
The
I
only-
need some
and
sound
every
effects
single
so
time
can
I
play-
speak,
Can I play
I'm
the little
interrupted.
fiddle for David?
I do need a violin at this point.
Violin,
it
yeah.
makes sense.
Violin.
Listen,
How about
Israel,
hold on? How about a fiddle? How about Charlie Daniels? Devil went down to Georgia, right? How did that work? He's like, I don't make a deal with the devil. We made a deal with the devil. I don't like it.
we shouldn't have made a deal with a bunch of terrorists. I'm going to repeat myself again. Trump, I said this. Trump needed to get the fuck out of Iran because midterms are coming. And it's very important to keep the House and the Senate. And that's it. And the way that they've framed this deal, it's contingent on Iran following the rules. And, the United States of America having a more hands-on approach than we ever did before under the Obama and Biden deal. Okay, so, but you will have people that will tune into mainstream media, that will read the newspaper, and most of them are all woke left, and they will say this is the same deal, if not worse, than what Biden and Obama gave to Iran. And you know what? From an optics standpoint, they will be right. From an optics standpoint, because we came in with our entire military fleet. We shot off God knows how many missiles, which cost millions of dollars. Okay. And we spend billions of dollars being there. And then not the United States of America, but it will be perceived that way as the United States of America gave the 300 billion to Iran. And they will say this was a horrific deal by Trump. And the United States of America lost and Iran whipped our ass. But I really do believe out of everything that's happened, Rob, China has been completely broken along with Russia. I believe that BRICS is no longer a possibility for any of these countries because they wanted to get away from the US dollar and they wanted to kill the US dollar. That's done. That's gone out of the equation now. Israel is the main component here because Israel will not agree. This could have been Rob, you know what kind of deal this could have been? The only way Israel would have agreed to any kind of deal is if the leadership would have changed and it would have been an actual partner.
I agree with you here.
So Israel is waiting there. No matter what deal this is, they're going to find the reason. Bibi, you know, first of all, Bibi's up for re-election. Bibi's going to find any reason to go and fuck with Iran.
Yeah. Let me be clear.
Lebanon, whoever it is. That's
Let me
Bibi.
be clear. Bibi is Winston Churchill in this equation. He wants war to the end. He's a wartime leader. He's a wartime prime minister. And he loses the election, and most Israelis want this threat stopped. He loses the election if he doesn't. And he is of a mindset which is, I said this about Churchill, and I don't think a lot of people necessarily know this. Churchill did not want to find a peace with the Nazis. He literally said to Neville Chamberlain asked him, why don't we find a way to settle this? And Churchill famously said, I'm paraphrasing, I don't want to settle this. It's war to the end. We finish them off. I do not want to get to a point of making a deal. I want to eliminate them because he understood if you left Hitler in power, there would never be a good outcome for Europe. And I think Netanyahu understands that. I agree with you. I disagree with one thing. I don't agree with your assessment of how the liberals will see this. I do think they will say Trump spent $100 billion and all he got us was what we already had. But the point that you're leaving out, hold on. The point you're leaving, wait, let me finish the thought.
You even think this
thought. Let me finish the thought. The point they will come to, which is if you watch why they're less critical, their criticism is that all he did was get us back to where we were, which they think was a good place to be. And that's my problem. They're literally going, why is the Prime Minister of Canada happy about this? It's like, good, we're going to back to where we were. They're going to criticize Trump and say, you spent all this money only to put us back to what Obama already did. Maybe they'll say it's worse. But either way, they think what Obama did was good. They thought that the JCPT, whatever it's called in 2015, was good. They think it's good to make a deal with Iran. That's what troubles me the most is that the liberals think it's good to make a deal.
I just, honestly, Rob, I think they're going to, the mainstream media is going to paint the picture that Obama's deal along with Biden's deal was good. And Trump's deal is worse than what Obama and Biden had with Iran. And that's what they're going to do. And that's the narrative. Hold on, but that's the narrative that's going to be pushed by mainstream media. You have to remember, it's great. We're media. Hold on, you're missing mine. We're great media personalities. It's great that people tune in to listen to us and to talk about these topics. but more people will tune into mainstream media, okay? And they will tune
We need to
into,
change that.
we will, but they're going to tune into CNBC, they're going to tune into MSNBC, they're going to tune into CNN, and they're going to listen to this and they're going to be, yeah, they're right. This is worse. This is horrible. And we
Okay,
spend
but
so much money, and like we
okay,
did, and now we're giving them, they're giving them money to
okay,
reconstruct after
fine,
we bombed them with millions of dollars of equipment. This
fine,
is what's
fine,
going to be
fine.
the talk.
Okay, fine, David. Let's just stipulate you're right. Okay, you're probably right. They will. My point is not whether they go after Trump and criticize him and say it's worse. They will. He could solve, like I said, he could cure cancer. They'd say wasn't the right way to cure cancer. My point is when they say it's worse than what we had, that's what they're going to say, right? Even though it's not worse, or if it is worse, I don't care. Point is, their gold standard is what Obama did. They're like, yeah, well, this is worse because we actually are getting the same deal, but we're paying more for that deal. My point is that deal is a bad deal. It was a bad deal under Obama. It's a bad deal under Trump. It's a bad deal, even if Trump's version of it is a better deal. It's a bad deal.
They might make, you know
hold
what?
on, to make an
They might
arrangement
make
with, let me
Obama's deal.
Let me finish. Let me finish. It's a bad arrangement to make a deal with Iran where you agree in any way, shape, or form to give them any resources, any access to any resources, any way to monetize based on them promising to not do certain things. And we will verify that you don't do those things because they will lie, cheat, and steal as long as they can. And ultimately, we will find out they didn't do what they said, and they will use every single dollar they get to build and do what their mission is, and they will use any opportunity to destabilize again. There is no way, as you said, making a deal with terrorists. I think you're being generous. We are making a deal with a sick, evil regime whose singular goal is to actually disrupt the world order. So there is no deal to be made.
And there's no talk time for me to be had on this show. It's like fucking 6 minutes of talk time. This is crazy.
Oh, you're such a whiner. You sound like the liberals.
They're going
I
to
can't play in women's sports, and I'm a guy. It's so unfair. You've had plenty of talk time. You talk plenty. Stop whining.
This is what happens when you let Grandpa have the mic. I swear to God, this is
Wow. So
what
now you go to
happens.
personal insults. That's all right, Che Guevara. All right. Listen, I think we actually agree. I think we actually agree that this is a bad deal.
Agree on
and you
what? We
can't
didn't even
make
have a
deal.
conversation.
Wow. You're just deranged. It's just clickbaiting at this point.
Yo,
All right.
Dad didn't let me fucking speak here. Dad did not let
Oh
me
man,
speak.
you've spoken plenty. You want me to ask ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude to like evaluate how many minutes you had here, Mister?
Wow,
I
this
never get to
is
talk.
horrific. I literally did not get to speak
Well, you spoke plenty, dude. You spoke plenty.
for 3
And
minutes.
let's tell you what. It's 7:41. I give you 3 minutes to talk uninterrupted, and then we switch topics. You get 3 whole minutes straight. You got 7:41. You ready? Go. You got 3 minutes.
You know,
See if you can fill the
so-
airtime.
So without sarcasm, I really, it's kind of like confusing when you look at all this stuff. Being a Republican, like, of course I want to support this. You should support the president regardless of whether it's Obama, whoever's sitting in the Democrat, Republican, you should always support the leader because, at the end of the day, they are leading this fucking country and you should be praying that they know what the fuck they're doing. So like, that's my bottom line. I don't give a fuck, Democrat, Republican. Like, I'm supporting the leader, whether I agree to disagree with their stance. It's very hard sitting here though, like as a Republican with Trump here. I don't want to criticize him. I really don't. I don't want to criticize the administration. I want to believe that they knew exactly what they were getting into. I just don't. I think the biggest thing that bothers me in this, and a lot of people will say, oh, it's because you're Jewish and you're saying, like, trying to say for Israel. No, it has nothing to do with that. Zero. I'm telling you right now, zero. it's almost like why didn't we take them out? Like it's why even give them the ability to have, just because they're good boys for a few weeks, the ability to get $300 billion assets released from the Gulf, countries, their neighbors. It doesn't make sense because the same shit's gonna happen. Their goal, and I fully believe this, their goal is to leave. Like somebody asked me, I don't know who this was, but somebody said, why do they send out their kids then and their sons and their daughters? It's because they want to spread this fucking disease all over the fucking place. We've seen it happen in other countries already. Okay? We've seen how other countries have been taken over. It's funny. JD Vance, said that, what did he say? What happens if they obtain a nuclear weapon? And he said they already have in the United Kingdom, right? I think that was JD Vance who said that. I believe that it was JD Vance. Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't understand how you can give, maybe I'm just stupid. I don't understand how you can give terrorists money and actually believe a bunch of terrorists that they're actually going to abide by the rules and abide by the shit written out and the treaty or whatever you want to, the deal, whatever you want to fucking call it, that they're actually going to play ball with you. They're not. They are not. And that's my problem. It's just that, how do I come out here and keep a straight face on without being called a panicking and say like, yeah, this is great. Like it's not great. It's not great because we said we took out the nuclear fucking weapons fucking 8 months ago. We go back because apparently we didn't take them out. Where we hear they're not giving up because they're willing to die. It's such a shitty situation to be in. And this is kind of like, Rob, honestly, this is the only way out. Because you have two choices. Either you sign a deal like this, or you go ahead and you bomb the shit out of them. I'm landing. You bomb the shit out of them, but then you're staying over there for the next 10 years. You're not leaving Iran for the next 10 years.
You know what this is? This is how many minutes I just let you talk. 4 minutes. Straight minutes.
Out of the 53 minutes that I've been here.
You don't get how much you talk. So let me answer your question.
6.5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. 6.5 minutes. But let me tell you something. That 6.5 minutes that I've spoken, you've learned more from me, and you've had more aha moments.
I'm not even
than you had with my dad over here. Okay.
You want 5 minutes now? 5 minutes? You want 5? You want to talk the rest of the time? Just want to hear yourself talk? You want to answer your question? I can answer your question. You keep going. I don't understand why you would. Well, you do understand why. And here's the thing. You remind me of the guy who goes to a strip club and he gets the strip. Hold on. He gets a stripper and she's all flirty and says how hot he is and smart he is and want a private dance and this and that.
Well, that's kind of true. I mean, like, look at me. I'm a sex symbol.
And then he doesn't give her the money she wants. She goes, give me more money. He's like, no. And she stops being that person. Once she leaves the strip club, she tells the manager, that guy was creepy. Tells her friends, she becomes a whole different person. She's simply playing a role. Iran is the fucking stripper in this story. They simply pretend to be someone who wants to have a dialogue with us while they basically shit on us all the time anyway, as if they have any intention. They're playing a role. How did we get into it? How does the person who has an abusive relationship go, I don't understand why my partner's abusive? Which part don't you understand, David? We gave money to terrorists thinking that maybe it would be a way out if they only did what we said. And instead of going, the way out is not to make a deal with them. This is my point. Trump needs a deal. Instead of going, here's our way out. We either just walk away or we go, we're too far in. Let's finish the job. We just bomb them some more, keep the blockade on them, let the markets do what they do, let the midterms go where they go. He got us into this. His job was to get us out. And the way he got us out was to make a deal that he knows can't be a good deal. He's too smart to think they're going to do this. This is a horrible deal. And we just fucked the Iranian people because that regime killed 50,000 of their own people for protesting. You know what they're going to do now? And trust me, the Houthis aren't going away. Hamas isn't going away. Hezbollah is not going away. And every $1 billion we release will be put to building more weapons, more armaments, more nuclear capabilities, and funding more terrorism. Anybody who thinks otherwise is literally smoking the best crack ever made while injecting heroin on mushrooms. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong. That's 6 minutes and 34 seconds of talk time.
No, it was 2 minutes. I'm watching the clock. It's 7:48. I stopped you at 7:46. But I love your exaggeration.
It is. You know what? At this point,
How do you tell me I'm
regret-
wrong? Do you think you just said we shouldn't have made a deal with terrorists, and I just told you why we did, and you're like, I'm wrong.
No, I just wanted to
I
fuck
get it. You
around with
want
you.
to defend Trump, but
You know, I do.
he's wrong here.
You know, honestly speaking, I do want to defend Trump because I think the administration has done, you know, a really great job ever since they've come into office, and they've gotten so much shit for doing great things. You know, 77 million people voted for Donald Trump to come into office for a reason, and that is because this country was in a fucking shithole, and here he comes in. He's trying his best. Okay. We're all human. He's trying his best. And I bet on his ego. Okay. Forget about Republican, MAGA, whatever. I bet on his ego. And obviously, not everything's been a perfect ride, but like it's been, I would say, for the most part, it's been good. This Iran situation, you know, if you look at
Was a
how,
mistake.
you know, the way Trump has played the board, where he went to, you know, the Panama Canal, Venezuela, obviously Greenland, the conversations, and now there's conversations coming out of Trump's asking if he can sell Puerto Rico for Greenland or make a trade for Greenland for Puerto Rico. No, that's a serious statement that came out of the G7
I know,
today.
I'm happy.
G-
You know, we spent a lot of
Yeah,
time
correct.
in PR.
But
Let's make the trade.
he goes
It'll be a
to,
good trade.
he goes to Iran, and now you're in this situation where you have to strike a deal with terrorists, and I know he doesn't want to do that. You know, like if we seriously just sit back for a second, party affiliations aside, and think like, do you think Trump really wanted this? No, I think Trump wanted to fucking make sure to get rid of them, have the people of Iran love him because he's freed them from this regime of terror. And then he moves on to Cuba and Greenland, let's say. And now not only are we still dominant, but we're an absolute force to be messing with. So that's what I think the plan was. I think I think it goes wrong. Like we defeated China. I believe that wholeheartedly.
I agree.
But Iran, we could sit here and debate whether it was a good thing or a bad thing to go ahead and go into.
We're never talking. You'll just talk for another 4 minutes. I agree with you. I've been saying
I finally got my frustration out because I've been sitting here listening to you crying.
Listen. Operation Ride Home. I agree with you. My point is, and I get how defensive you are of Trump. You're a Republican. I get it. Hold on.
It's not being defensive. It's being.
Let me finish a thought. Let me finish a thought. I hear you. I agree he didn't want
How do
this
you
outcome.
hear me if I don't even talk here?
You've been talking for 4 fucking minutes, dude. You literally sound like the fucking liberals on CNN. You're interrupting me. No, I'm just getting a thought in. And I'm actually agreeing with you and answering a question. How did Trump do this? He clearly didn't want this outcome. It's not the outcome he wanted. He made a deal. It's a bad deal. It's okay to support him and say he's making a bad choice. This deal will not end well for us. This will not change what Iran does. He fundamentally knows that. He got into a situation he thought would come out differently, and it didn't. That's why we are where we are. I am not okay with him now. Basically, the saying fish are cut bait. He's cutting bait. Like, we should be fishing. We should exterminate the threat that Iran is. He already went farther than anyone else, finished the job. What he's doing now is just going to allow them to, they're going to be worse. They're going to grow back worse. They're going to grow back with two heads. And a future administration will have to deal with a two-headed Iran and Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis. And sooner or later, Israel won't be able to defend it all off. We're going to end up with a worse Iran.
We can go back and forth on this, and obviously, I think, I don't know. I've seen a lot of Republicans and MAGA people. They're celebrating this, so I don't know. Like, maybe they can help me understand what are we exactly celebrating, and what do you see? Like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Because I'm fine with 2 ears, 1 mouth kind of thing. Like, I want to understand, because I see a lot of my friends that I bring on the show and the hardcore Republicans. I want to explain to me the strategy behind this. That's all. If you can, I would love to hear it. Just to go on the timeline and say, hey, Trump got the deal done. I mean, there was already a deal done. So like what, and we were already, like what deal did we get done here? Like specifically, why are you happy is what I want to know. Because I want to be happy too. I want to be able to come on air onto my show and say, hey, listen, you know what? I got it wrong. This is exactly what happened here. But I can't find that right now. Because I read the receipt or the text, and everything in there is just like, I don't know. Like I don't know where you guys are seeing, like, we definitely won and crushed them. Because I'm going to go back to this again. They're still in power.
Well,
the supreme leader with one leg is still in power.
I'm going to interrupt your pitch to the viewers here. I'd love to see those same MAGA people stop having to always come up. The thing that kills me and makes me crazy, David, about both parties and about the MAGA movement is they do exactly what the liberals did with Biden. It's like during Biden, I would ask some liberals I knew, why do you constantly have to defend him? He stumbles across a stage. He can't find his way out of a room. He talks to dead people as if they're there. And liberals made up excuses. No, it's blank, it's blank. That's what I'm hearing now. People on the right, not the ultra, not the neoconservatives, not the hawks, but a lot of MAGA people like, see, Trump once again made a good deal, because they simply can't acknowledge he made a bad deal. He's done a lot of good things for America. This was not a good one. This one didn't play out the way he wanted. He'll never admit that. But you know what? He's going to get punished in the midterms because of it. Because 57%, this is why I wanted to end this. 57% of Americans right now identify as independents. It's the first time you're ever seeing in national polling more people identify as independents than either Democrats and Republicans. Like, it always was kind of a third, a little more Democrats and Repubs, just under for independents. Almost 60% of Americans no longer affiliate with either party because they're sick of seeing both sides just defend what their side does. Instead of going, sometimes we do good things, sometimes we do bad things. Trump has done so much good. This one didn't work out the way he wanted, and the outcome is bad. It's that simple. All the MAGA people going to talk to you can tell me why, without making up excuses, this is somehow objectively a good thing. Since Trump himself, before he did this, before he was president, said this kind of approach to Iran doesn't work. You don't make a deal with these people. You don't release assets to them. You don't negotiate. You don't trust them. Suddenly he's doing the same thing, and people are like, no, see, great deal. It's not a great deal. It's a horrible deal. And I'm saying that while believing a lot of what Trump's done has been great. His tariffs, economic policy, ways gone after the institutions, all of it, great. Bull in a China shop, all for it. This one didn't play out the way he wanted. I'll let you have the last word.
I really don't have right now I don't have much to say. I mean, again, we shall see what happens. That's all I can really say. We shall see what happens. I
So
mean,
you're
what
kind of
else can I
saying you're
say?
right, Rob. You're kind of saying you're right. What I just
No, I
said. I'm
just
kind of hearing you say.
honestly, like, it's going back and forth. It's tennis, ping pong, pickleball right now. Like, to me, it's like, let's see at this point. I said we need to leave there. We need to leave there by the end of this month. I said that. Go ahead and roll the tapes back. Okay. This is the 60-day, but this is 60 days. This is a 60-day deal that they put into place. Phase 1, 2, and 3, apparently. There are phases here. Let's see what happens. But you know what?
It's
You made a good point today. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm going to vomit. But you said that they might go ahead and take this deal. So another thing that can happen is that they'll take the deal. They'll wait until the 2028 and see what happens there with the presidential election. And if it's a Democrat, which I don't think will happen, but if it's a Democrat that gets elected, they'll start doing what they need to do because it's been proven. So that's it. They'll just wait out. I think you made a good point on that. They'll wait out to see who the new administration is. Policies change. They'll go ahead and rebuild. They'll go ahead and bring more people into the regime, and they won't let go. That's it. They will not let go of that power that they have there.
Well,
You know what? The
sadly,
biggest thing I'll
David,
tell you, before you go, the biggest thing that affected me today when I was reading the deal, it affected me for the Iranian people. When I read the deal, it said the Islamic regime or whatever of Iran or whatever it is.
yeah,
When I read
yeah.
that piece, I was like, man, so like we didn't really these people that love America, that love Trump, they side more with Republicans than anybody else. They're suffering there. To read that, it's just like, man, like nothing happened there, but they all listen, it goes two ways. The problem is both ways though, Rob, right? If they want freedom, if you want freedom, the United States of America, we fought for freedom, right? And we
They
fought.
can't.
I'm just
They don't have
saying
the
we fought with
resources.
pitchforks.
Yeah,
We fought with pitchforks to go ahead and
well,
gain our freedom. And that's
I
something
agree.
that
I agree.
that's that they should have been.
Well,
And it's easy to say from this position in an
that's
office,
another
air conditioning.
conversation.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general,
They don't. It's a different world, a different time. Fighting against
oh,
this regime, they killed 50,000 people. That's a low
there's
estimate. 50,000
92 million people
million.
live there,
Yeah,
and 92 billion, 90% of them hate the regime. If you can
it's
just all get up with
hard,
the
David.
US power. Like
It's
what's
anyway.
mind-boggling is,
You know what?
hold on, Rob. Can I ask
It's
you this question? If the United States of America saw an uprising, hold on, I want to ask you this question. What do you think would have happened if the United States of America would have saw an uprising and the Iranian people
I
really
don't.
hold on, I'm asking you don't even know what the fuck I'm
I'm trying to
asking.
answer.
I'm asking you if the United States of America, the administration saw an uprising, like a massive uprising. Do you think they would have settled in on a deal, or do you think they would have came in with the army, with the military, and ended this regime, seeing that and supported the people as they were fighting
I'm
to
trying to
gain
answer the question.
control back
I
of their
didn't know what
country?
you were asking. I'm trying to answer, and I'm giving you an honest answer. No more fucking games. I don't think in this day and age, the Iranian people, without outside assistance, can overthrow this government.
I
We
just
could
told
overthrow the. We could overthrow. Let me finish. We could
you didn't listen
overthrow
to
the
me.
British.
You didn't even listen to
I
me.
did listen to you. You said we went
I
at it with
asked you.
pitchforks.
I asked you if the United States military came in to assist them.
We
That's
would have to put boots on the ground. We'd have to put boots on the ground.
but would Trump be more inclined to say, okay, send boots on the ground,
No, no,
There's
no,
there's
no,
50 million people right now, or billion,
no,
whatever, rising
no,
up.
because his base doesn't really care that we liberate the Iranian people. No more foreign wars, not our problem. I'm not saying I
But
agree
this
with
was
that.
a
I'm
war.
saying, David, you asked my answer. You don't have to agree with it. He's not going to put boots on the ground. He's not going to take that heat. His base doesn't want us to be there. His base doesn't even support this
But
war,
I'm
much
asking
less
you
troops
then,
on the
like,
ground.
why you said you wanted to see them absolutely get wiped out.
I did. But I'm not a mega person who wants no foreign involvement. I'm okay
But
with
it
foreign
doesn't matter at
involvement.
this
Make it
point. It
quick and
doesn't matter,
decisive.
right? You said it doesn't matter at this point whether people like it or not. Take them out, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I think we
So
should.
if there was a huge uprising, wouldn't you just say, fuck this? Let's just take these bastards out.
I would. Yes, but I'm not Trump. He just made a
Okay,
deal
that's what
with
I'm
him.
asking you. I asked you.
Of course you would. You're not getting my point. We didn't have to do
You're
that.
not,
We
you're
had to
not
literally
understanding what I'm
stretch.
saying. I'm speaking a different language at this point.
I'm saying we could have suffocated them out. Just keep bombing them and suffocate their economy till they die. They would have died. It would have taken 6 more months, 7 more months. He
Maybe,
didn't want to wait.
just maybe,
He didn't want to wait.
it's,
He wanted out before the midterms.
or maybe the global economy has an effect on the American economy, and it
It
was time
does.
to go. No, but I'm just saying, maybe that's
Sure.
it. Maybe
That is it.
he was told within the administration, we got to end this because it's
Yes, of
taken a
course he
toll.
was. This is
Okay, I'm
hurting
just
the
saying in
economy.
general. Maybe that's
Fine.
what was said.
And my point doesn't change my point. So we are leaving leaving a horrible infectious disease, way worse than COVID, to live and thrive, grow back, and do what it does: create discord, violence, terrorism, and ultimately one day probably figure out how to try to exterminate all of those who don't agree with their holy jihad.
You know
And
what?
that to
I
me
think
is
his talking point is going to be: we took out their nuclear capabilities. We're more hands-on now than we ever were before under any of these peace plans or plans of Iran not having a nuclear weapon. We destroyed their military. We've opened up the Strait, even though it was open. But in reality, Iran could have closed it at any time once they would have,
and they'll close
obtained
it
the nuclear
again.
weapon.
And they'll close it
And-
again.
And listen, they might if Israel
And they'll
attacks or
bomb their
something
neighbors
happens.
again. And they'll fund their terrorism again. We're getting nothing out of this. I'm sorry. This is not a win for the US. But let me just say one thing before we go, because what really scares me most is something you said a bit ago. And I want to leave my thoughts on this. You said Iran might be waiting to see who gets elected in 2028. And if it's a Democrat, they can start it up again. No, if it's anybody, because Iran just saw the only president in 50 years who had the guts to go at him directly. Trump was the only president in half a century to do it, and he backed down and quit. No other president will do this. Iran knows it doesn't matter if it's J.D. Vance, if it's Gavin Newsom, it's a Republican, an independent, a Democrat, they won't do it. Trump had the balls to do it. And they know that they withstood that, and Trump packed his things and went home. They're not afraid of any future
Yeah,
president.
I gotta say, as you're saying this, it's really scary to think about that Trump is the only person, and people will say, well, he's stupid. I don't think so. But he was the only person to go after Iran.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. Iran is going to say, if nothing else happens out of this, Iran will say, we took their best hits and we'll rebuild. And we know that none of these motherfuckers, Republican or Democrat, will come after us because they know that it will hurt the economy, not only theirs, but the global economy. And we're willing to stand here and
Yep.
wait it all out while you guys go ahead and bomb us because we have nothing to lose.
Yep.
Because our mission
If
is easy.
Trump
Our mission is simple. We want to take over the West with
Yep.
with the ideas that we have of how to live and all that. We want to.
We're agreed here. We're agreed here. They're saying
No,
if
you just
Trump,
said something that it's kind of scary to think about because, like,
if Trump couldn't do this, they're going. Nobody else will try because they will go. Trump tried, and Trump is Trump. We're not even close to him, and he couldn't do it. We're not going to try it. Iran knows no one else will try this. Trump tried. Trump took a risk, and it didn't work. And now Iran literally feels.
Let's see what happens because I don't.
All right.
We have a deal one day, and 3 days from now we have no deal. You know, and you know how the weekends work. The weekend comes along, markets are closed, and they're going to say, "Oh, deal's no longer in play." And then Monday before the stock market opens up, hey, we got another deal in.
I know.
So let's see what happens.
All right, man. It's good to have you on. We got to go. It's 10 after. We went long. I'll see you on Friday.
Hold on.
Or maybe I won't. Depends what time. No, I'll see you on Friday.
Jalen Brunson, New York Knicks. Let's fucking
We need more time because let's just be honest, Wemby is not the future face of the NBA. Like, sorry, no. Like, that's not the future face.
He's not.
So that's a pop-up. That's a pop-up poster.
The NBA should be promoting Jalen Brunson. Brunson is the new face of the NBA, and that's who they should be pushing. Especially that the New York market, they had the highest. The last time they had ratings like this was in 1998. 1998 was the last time
the
NBA had ratings like this.
But they won't. And we got to go, but they won't because Wemby's a French, black dude from France who fits their NBA's, model, which is a joke. Like, yes, go for the authentic. Brunson's the authentic. He busted his way up. He fought the odds. He was the underdog, and he did it single-handedly. I mean, he had a great team around him. We'll talk about that later because the last team that did it was the 73 Knicks for the Knicks, and that was Bill Bradley, among others. But I haven't never told you my Bill Bradley stories. He wrote the foreword to my book when he was a U.S. Senator. I never told you my Bill Bradley stories. But that 73 Knicks team, just like this one, they played like a team, right? They were one. It was the whole thing. We're a team. We're a team. Walt Frazier, all of them, That was an amazing team. All 5 of those starters went to the Hall of Fame. Phil Jackson, Hall of Fame as a coach. Like this, the first team like that. It's pretty impressive. I'm happy the Knicks won. They deserve to win.
Me too.
The Spurs sucked, and I didn't like the Spurs anyway. But anyway, we talk about sports more. Maybe we talk less politics and a little more sports. We probably agree on that.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm happy for your Knicks.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
We are the champions, my friend.
That's right. Go with Queen always. I'm going to get sound effects. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Have a great one.
See ya. Thanks, everybody.
Meet Rob Nelson, talk show host.
Because you got the 70s thing going there. I got someone's underwear.
Robert Kennedy, thanks for taking a minute. Simple question.
Tucker, it's good to see you. Listen,
If you're a Bitcoin maximalist,